Hello. So today's another tarot reading is going to be a something that I'm very excited to do because it was like one of my favorite pick a card topics lately, and unfortunately it's not really something that a lot of tarot readers do, or just in my opinion, like I don't really see much tarot readers like do this specific title. So um yeah, that's just unfortunate because I really like these types of readings, and normally it's like a yes or no type of question, like like ask a question and get a yes or no answer. But today's reading is going to be different because it's not a yes or no, but it is going to be like just ask any question, whatever it may be. It doesn't matter if it's romantic or something about your career or other areas of your life. I will try my best to come up with answers in using the cards. And there's a reason why, by the way, I have never done the yes or no readings before. Like, I just have a different take on that. And I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks negatively over the yes or no readings, but I just don't like them because normally, like, I tried some of them, like few of them from different tarot readers before, but it just didn't make sense. It just didn't it was not really that insightful at all. I don't think it's helpful because it's almost like, just based on my observation, every tarot reader is like heavily focused on the positive connotations of yes. Like, for example, if you get like a yes answer from the cards, it means there's a positive reason behind it, and if the answer is no, that means it's all negative. And I don't think that's really the case, because what if, like, for example, like if a viewer asks if will I fail my exam, and then the tarot reader says like yes, then normally the tarot reader would have like a very optimistic reaction about it because they got the yes answer, when the viewer's question is more leaning into the negative context. So I don't really see the point of that, and many times I experienced that. Like, I would ask a negative type of question, and then I would get like a constant yes from tarot readers, and then they sound so happy about it, and it's just so sometimes it can be quite offensive if you think about it, even though it's a general reading, 'cause it's a pick card reading. So not every yes is positive and not every no is negative, and that's just my opinion. But I may try to do a yes or no in the future, just in a way where I will try my best not to be biased with a yes or no. Like, I would probably do something neutral about it, if that makes sense. But I think I will try that in the future. But today's reading is not like that. So for this particular reading, I will, especially from the first portion of the reading, because there's two portions, with the first portion, which is going to be focusing on the current circumstances, or it's regarding your question. The cards are going to talk about your concerns, the vibe of your question. So in that portion, I will try my best to be general as possible. But anyways, so Yeah, like I said, you can ask any question and hopefully I will be able to answer your question. So, for pile or group number one is going to be this one. Group number two is going to be, what is this? This angel wings clip. And this one is this cloud squishy. So choose whatever you feel drawn to, and we will we will we will start off with pile number one. I don't know why. It's almost like I can feel. I just hope I'm going to speak a little better today because last night I was really struggling with my English. So I don't know why, like, it's almost like I can feel a little bit of the energy from this card, but it's almost unexplainable to me. It's like I cannot think of a specific word for it. But from what I'm seeing right now, it's almost like whatever your question is, it's like something couldn't get out. I don't know if it's something within you that you can put out to the world, like maybe it has something to do about your talent or your potential that you're hiding, or maybe you're just shy in general, or like I said, it could be any situation, and it's up to you and how you want to apply this to your question situation. But it's almost like there is something raw about you or about the question, and it's like something wants to be put out there, something wants to get out there, but it's like held within, or it's like restricted. It's kind of funny. You got the fool. This also appeared last night from the first reading, but in a different pile. I think it appeared like in pile number three. So this is in reverse. Yeah, like I said, something is really restricted. Because this wildflower reminds me of a song, but I don't know what's the title of the song, and I don't even know the lyrics, and I don't listen to it that much. But I think I don't know if the title of the song is Wildflower. It's like an old song, but it reminds me of just someone who wants to let out either the truth or the real them, or the, like I said, though it's just resonating or reinforcing with the Fool here, because there is definitely a pull to put yourself out there. Now I'm struggling. Put yourself out there, or to um, take a risk, take a leap, but again, it's restricted. I don't want to be redundant here. You also have the Two of Wands in reverse. So it's like you're trying to stick to one path. it's like a rigidness from the viewer. Maybe for some of you, you do have an option to choose from, but it's like you're trying to stick to one path, like I said. Like maybe stubbornness. I'm almost getting like the emperor energy here, like this is the only way, like my way or the highway. Because the fool is just very eccentric. It's like someone who does not care where they land. They jump, and wherever they land, they trust the fall. But it's in reverse, so it's almost like they don't trust. The viewer does not trust something here. And it's like they want a smooth sailing path. But there's definitely boiling under the surface for the viewer, and they can feel that. And it's like something wants to burst out of pile number one, but they are taming it. So that is interesting. So let's see what's the answer to your question. Let me see. I just want to see how I can arrange it without, making it look like a messy table. Because I always do. Like, I'm not the most aesthetic person. So you have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Five of Pentacles in reverse. I don't know, the first thing that came to my mind is that you're not lost. Pile number one, you're not lost. Maybe for some of you, you might be thinking like, I'm lost, or if I do something about a situation, I'm going to be lost. And I don't know why, I feel like kind of disconnected. It's almost like maybe you have a hard time connecting to dots here, or connecting the puzzle, something like that. And also, there's also a message here that you're not going to be alone. You got the devil. I don't know why I normally do not feel this way when I read the cards, but it's almost like I'm hearing very simple words with each cards. Because when I saw the devil, it's almost like I heard, why are you scared? Why are you scared? So maybe pile number one is fearful. Like, don't settle. Pile number one, especially for others of you, if you're thinking that you're going to get lost, or maybe you think you're lost. Depends on your situation. It's almost like maybe you're trying to put yourself in a stalemate, in a stagnant or stuck position. Like you're settling for less. You also have, the Page of Wands in reverse. It's almost like there's a stagnant energy here. I don't know what's your question, but There is potential there, but it's not moving. Something is not moving. I'll see the other cards. I don't want to speak yet. I don't want to speak too soon. But I'm trying to figure out these 3 cards here. What is going on with pile number 1? You also have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Yeah, I think it's just repeating itself where something is not flowing, something is stuck. It's like you're putting your eggs in the wrong basket. I don't know why I feel the need to say that. It's almost like you're putting your energy in the wrong path, in the wrong direction, or maybe even in the wrong person. But for some of you, whatever your question is, this could make you stuck. I know that sounds like a stupid thing to say, but what I'm saying is that if you are deciding to stay in one specific path right now, or if you have decided that, oh, I'm gonna take this job, or I'm gonna be with this person, it's almost like you're getting this message that it's a trap. What is that about? Yeah, just when I said flow, it's just repeating itself again and again. And this is in reverse. Whoa. Maybe you're not even letting your emotions flow. It's like holding yourself back from your emotions. That's weird. It's almost like I want to get an answer for your question, but it's just describing your situation. You also have Aquarius. Okay. Now that makes sense. So you got Aquarius. So it seems like you are advised to get out of your current circumstances. That's why the Five of Pentacles is in here as well. Because right now you are in this devil energy. You feel bound, you feel chained to something. And it's like there's even emotional disconnection. And maybe even like demotivation. Like maybe you don't really have the passion to do anything in your life. Maybe there is procrastination. Maybe you have like a lot of creative endeavors to work on, but it's like you're just procrastinating altogether. And it's like you have to push yourself to get out of that space with the Aquarius. You need to think differently. You have femme fatale. So light attributes highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart when your dependency is rejected. I don't know if pile number one is also struggling with some type of confidence here, or maybe you have a hard time loving yourself. And it's like, and because you have a hard time loving yourself, it's, you know, with the Ace of Cups and flow in reverse here, you, it pushes you, what? It pushes. I don't know why I cannot pronounce that. It pushes you to be emotionally, to disconnect from your emotions. And it's like, I don't know what you're asking, but it doesn't matter if you get rejected or not, but it's very important that you don't stop opening your heart. That's what they are advising you. Do not stop opening your heart. It doesn't matter, because even if you get rejected or you don't get rejected, you are still you. And that doesn't have to affect your self-worth. Like, let yourself free. Because with the wildflower just a while ago, it's almost like there's something really beautiful about you, something raw, something authentic, something special that is not, that cannot be easily seen just anywhere. But it's almost like you are holding yourself back, you are hiding yourself. You have so much power. Or maybe it doesn't have to be you necessarily, but maybe the situation that you're asking has a lot of power. So you also have demorterite. Did I pronounce that right? Demorterite. I'm gonna see the meaning of this card, because I don't know the meaning of this card. So 21. Okay, essential meaning: organization, orderliness, clutter clearing, list making. So not all plans will come to fruition, but in the planning we learn so much. Have you worked out your plans, making lists and organizing your thoughts? The Mortuary Spirit's message to you is to take the ideas in your mind and commit them to paper in an orderly fashion, for you are supported right now in structuring plans. Wait, I think I have to cut the video because it's gonna end automatically, so I don't want to ruin the reading without me knowing. Okay, I'm back. So, continuing whatever I mentioned there. So, for you are supported right now in structuring plans that will help you achieve the fulfillment and healing you seek. Your mental discipline is enhanced now, so pull out your journal and write your to-do items. Draw arrows and pictures that help you prioritize and acknowledge what is most important to you and what needs to be on the low priority end of your list, or dropped up your list altogether. The mortuary spirit wants you to know that you will feel stronger and more confident once you start working out your ideas on paper. And right now, your power to put it all together in a way that works for you is at its peak. What does that exactly mean? maybe there's something that you need to get on tracks right now. I mean, especially if you are procrastinating and maybe just avoiding to do something that is quite important. I think there's a need for you to get back on track. I don't know, maybe you are in a chaotic situation right now. It's like you just don't know what to do, which one to prioritize first. And once you get back on track, you may be thinking like, oh, what if it doesn't work out? Whatever that may be. It's almost like the universe is trying to tell you that it doesn't matter if it works out or not. Like I said, with this rejection, it doesn't matter if it works out or not. I think what you need to do right now is to just get back on track. Is at least to do something. It's better to try than to not try. And I don't know if I'm going to be completely going to agree with that. I mean, I'm reading the cards based from what I see from the cards, but personally, I don't know if I am going to be completely in agreement of that, because there were many times in my life where I tried. Many times in my life I tried, and there were also many times in my life where I just said like, fuck it, like I shouldn't have done that because it's not worth it. So it's up to you, Paul number one, but just the universe is trying to let you know that doing something is much better than doing nothing. And there's also like maybe you're you're in a brain fog right now. Like there's a lot of chaos going on inside your head, and it's like you need to clear your mind. There's a need to clear your mind. Okay, so the next card you have is, this is in reverse, by the way. I don't usually get reversals from this deck, but this time I'm gonna get it in reverse, or I'm gonna read it in reverse. So we got being late, turning up late for an appointment or event can have a range of possible meanings, usually on the theme of something problematic in your approach to some aspect of your life. Perhaps you're showing a lack of confidence or self esteem, or not dealing effectively with practical matters. Like I said, there's something about confidence here that you may be struggling at the moment. And it's like, you got this. You got what it takes to do something, or you got what it takes to be a specific person. So the most common manifestation is missing a flight or a train, a classic symbol of feeling overwhelmed and not up to the challenge of a task. An alternative meaning is loss of control, in particular, perhaps an inability to cope up with deadlines or time pressures. Yeah, like I said, um, I think I'm just repeating myself because it's almost like procrastination with this card in reverse. You know you have something to do. Maybe time is running out, but you're still dilly-dallying, sitting on the couch, or just wasting all of your precious time because you're not confident enough, just because you're scared. Like I said, with the devil here, it's almost like the universe questioning you, why are you scared? You are not lost. You're thinking that you can't do it. There could be a new beginning here for you. There could be maybe either a new beginning or an offer offered to you, but it's almost like it's either you rejected it or you don't know how to take it. You don't know how to handle it, because again, you may not think that you are up to the task, or you may be thinking that you don't deserve it because of confidence issues, self esteem issues. But what are you waiting for? That's what I also heard. What are you waiting for? When I saw the Page of Wands in reverse. It's like you're just standing there staring at something and just frozen in place. The universe wants you to know that you can move. Maybe you're thinking that, oh, I'm stuck. Oh, I can't do it because of my circumstances, because of divine intervention or whatever. But it's just an excuse. You're not stuck, you're not frozen. It's just you holding yourself back when you have a lot to offer, when you have a lot to show. So that's what I'm getting there. I think it's kind of similar to the last reading that I did last night. So I don't want to keep on repeating what I've said. So hopefully that made sense, that resonated, and that will be all. Hi, Paul number 2. This is going to be your reading. So this is ask a question and get the answer. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm doing some sale or something, but if you chose the wing clips, I don't know why I was supposed to say finger clips. That sounds weird, but if you chose the angel wings clips, this is going to be your reading. So this reading is going to be into 2 portions. The first set of cards is going to be about just the vibe of your question, the situation. I'm gonna try my best to be general as possible, like not super specific, because this reading you can ask any question, so whatever it may be, and I will try my best to answer that. The cards will try their best to answer that. So, and then these set of cards is going to be the answers to your questions. So let's get started first with this one. So you got bees. I don't know. You know, when I see this card, it reminds me of gossip. It reminds me of the opinion of others. So I don't know what's your question, but it could be revolving around the opinion of others, or could be about the decision of others, or it could be also revolving around a group of people, or it could also be about like a workplace, because it's like busy bees. So it could be something about your workplace, your workmates, or co-workers, workmates, co-workers. So it just depends on you and how you want to apply this to your situation. But for some of you, you may be feeling confused about regarding your question, because it's almost like there's a lot of zzz, or there's just a lot of maybe also this, if this is not the opinion of others, this could be the opinion that is swirling within you. It's like you have a lot of talking things inside your head, and it just doesn't shut up. It's like it's bothering you. You know, it could be different. It's for some of you, you may be bothered of other people's opinions or a group of people, and for another part of you, this could be something within yourself, and it's like you are bothered with the thoughts coming in your head. You also have 3 of Swords. It's really weird because I really shuffled the cards, but I think just like in pile number 1, this 3 of Swords appeared in pile number, or in the last reading, because I did the first reading for this topic last night, but I did not like how I explained things because I was like really struggling with my throat chakra, and also I don't know, I just didn't like how I explained things there. So I just burped. So I want to redo it, and I did, and now you got the Three of Swords, which appeared from the reading last night as well. I just don't remember which one. I think it's also pile number 2 or something, or it could be pile number 3. So this is in reverse. I think this is in reverse. Could be. So this is in reverse. You may be avoiding. You may be avoiding some sort of heartbreak here, or some sort of disappointment, some sort of pain. Like something really matters. Like whatever your question is, it's something that really matters to you. It's something very connected to your heart. It's dear to your heart. So it's almost like you don't want to, it's almost like a feeling of you don't want to make the slightest move because you don't want to hurt something or someone, or maybe you don't want to hurt yourself, but it's almost like a feeling that there's this gentleness coming from pile number 2. It's almost like a feeling of you don't want to make the slightest of movement when someone is sleeping beside you, something like that. But your question is definitely something very dear to your heart. It's not something just practical. It's definitely something that possibly makes you emotionally happy, or just something that is not something that you don't take lightly. You also have the Seven of hazards, which is the Seven of Pentacles, and this is also in reverse. It's like you don't want to get involved. Yes, that's what I'm getting. You don't want to get involved. You don't want to invest. Not because you don't want to invest. You definitely want to invest deep down, because it's something dear to your heart. But at the same time, like I said, you don't want to get involved because you don't want disappointment. But something is in the making here. Like, there's also a feeling of something does not make sense to you. Like, this question of yours does not make sense in some type of way. Like, you may be also thinking that it's an impossible task. So it's like, I rather not get involved because I know it's an impossible task to do. For others of you, if you don't, because you don't want to get involved, it's like you're trying to distract yourself by being a busy bee. But that's what I'm seeing. So let's see the answers to your question. So you have the Two of Pentacles. So I think the universe is trying to, they want you to learn how to multitask. They want you to learn how to balance two things at once. Because maybe you are not a multitasker. Maybe you prefer doing something, like maybe you like to do just one thing because you're the type of person to be really laser focused when you do that. But whatever the case, it's like the universe wants you to learn how to juggle two or more things at once. Or maybe because there's like water here, they are also advising you to learn how to, I heard manipulate, but I don't think that's the right word. But it's almost like the universe wants you to learn how to balance, micromanage your or regulate your emotions, because maybe you are in this kind of, either you're moody or you just have a hard time, like maybe your emotions tend to fluctuate a lot more than usual. For others of you, it could also be a message of maybe the universe wants you to learn how to balance the practical matters in your life and also the emotional matters in your life together. Because if maybe you're the type of person who, if you're just focused on the practical matters, you're just focused there and you tend to abandon the emotional area of your life. And it's like the universe is like, no, no, that's not right. You should learn how to balance both because you need both in your life. You also have the world. The world is your oyster, is what I'm getting here. Maybe you're limiting yourself. I don't know if this is similar to Paul number one, but there's also a sense of restriction in Paul number one. But in Paul number two, maybe you are restricted because, like I said, you don't want to get involved. So maybe there's a sense to you that is restricting yourself on purpose because you have this type of mindset where if I'm just gonna focus on something in my life, I want it to be focused on just one area. Like if you have decided that you just want to focus on your career, it's like you're fully decided that you just want to focus on your career, and it's like you are willing to abandon the other areas of your life because that's just how you see it, that's just how you function, which I can actually relate because I'm kind of similar in this type of way. Like I also have a hard time multitasking. So it's almost like the universe is trying to, they want you to learn an important lesson here, that that's not how life works. Because you can definitely do both, or if you're thinking, I don't know, like if this is just a matter of career or practical matters and emotional matters, you can definitely put it together. Like whatever this may be, it's like the universe is trying to let you know that you can do everything together. I don't know why, that's just the message there. I don't know, for others of you, you might be thinking like, should I get um, two jobs? And you're like hesitating because maybe it's going to be too much for you. And it's like the universe is trying to tell you that you can. Or if you're thinking like, yeah, I don't want to repeat myself. I think that's just the same message. You also have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. Like, just go for your passion. Just do it. Yeah. If you have something in mind, whatever it may be, just go for it. You don't need to hold yourself back. I think um, the divine is supporting you in whatever you decide to do and whatever that is going on in your mind. Maybe you're thinking like, oh, maybe uh, the universe is not going to support this. They do. You also have the King of Wands. Yeah, there's this this is just a confirmation that you are trying to restrict yourself. You have all the potential, just like in pile number 1, you have all the potential, or the situation has all the potential here. If it's not you, it's the situation. And it's like maybe you are downgrading, or is that downgrading? But you are looking down either on yourself or looking down on the situation. Like, don't underestimate it. For others of you, it could be a new situation, like a new person or a new endeavor or a new project, whatever it may be. It's like there's a positive go signal here. Yeah, you got anxiety. So it goes back to that bees card that you got earlier. So you're nervous, you're anxious. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. You feel you don't trust. You don't trust. For others of you, you may be even thinking that you feel silly of yourself. You may be feeling silly. If I do this, I feel silly, or whatever that may be. You also have Sagittarius. I think it's just repeating itself. It's like with the world and Sagittarius here. Just explore. Don't be afraid of being adventurous. It could be new, it could be something that maybe you're not used to, but I think now is the time to be adventurous. Now is the time to be to widen your horizons, if that makes sense. Because I think something needs to get out there. I think you will learn a lot from this. And you know, one thing that I'm not really good with astrology, but just based on my experience, because I do have a lot of Sagittarius people around me, and I only get along with very few signs in my life. Like, I only get along with Aries people, with Sagittarius people, not with Leo. I I don't really have any Leo friends at all, which is really weird. And most of the times when I meet another Leo, I feel triggered. So I don't know if that's, I think a lot of people do feel that way when they meet the same sign. So, but with me, I do have a lot of Sagittarius friends, and my mother is also a Sagittarius. And one thing that I do notice about them is that they are very good at multitasking. It's like they never get tired, they never lose the zest for life. It's almost like they never run out of energy, they never experience burnout, which is really strange, because it's almost like, I'm gonna do this. it's almost impossible. And it's almost like, I think the Sagittarius is like the jack of all trades kind of person, because they just jump in different things. So I think that's how you are encouraged. This is how you are being encouraged right now. Like, be in that Sagittarius energy. Okay. So you also have, I don't know why I always get this card. Like, there's a lot of cards from this archetype deck, but I always get this card for some weird reason. It almost appears in every reading that I do, and it's almost like really annoying. So you got the shadow attribute, induces self-destructive behavior or the desire to undermine others. Yeah, it's the typical self-sabotage situation where you may be thinking like, oh, I can't do this, or oh, this situation is not going to work out, but it's almost like there's full support from the universe. This is going to work out. So why are you looking down on this? Why are you looking down on yourself? It's like you are destroying yourself. Whether you realize this or not, you are destroying your potential. You are destroying the beautiful aspect of yourself just because of your anxiety, just because of your negative mindset. For you, you got two cards in here. So you have, is that Adrian? Adrian? I don't know how to pronounce it. And you also have watermelon tourmaline. This is in reverse. I don't know if I'm going to be taking it in reverse, but I'm going to see. So let's see what's going on. So number one, okay, essential meaning: integrity, solidarity, impeccability, reliability, and consistency. Consistency. I don't know why I heard stick to your guns. Stick to your guns. Maybe there's a need for you to stick to your guns. Although we are always evolving, we all possess deeply held values that we do not have to compromise. Your personal integrity matters, so if you are feeling pressured to say yes when your heart says no, or to be something you're not, listen to the message. I think this is more telling that you are a very stubborn person. Kind of similar to Paul number one, where it's my way or the highway. It's like, I'm not gonna get involved in this because I know what I believe in. I know my values. Wait, let me see. I think I'm gonna cut this for now. I mean, because it does cut off every single time. It's gonna reach like 22 minutes. I cannot even see the time frame now, but let me just cut it. Okay, so I'm back. So like what I said, it's, what did I even said? It's like you, I don't know why I said stick to your guns, and now, yeah, so like I said, it's like you don't want to get involved in something, and because of that stubborn nature of yours. It's like, because you have your own beliefs, this is what I believe in, this is what I think, so I'm not going to change my mind. I'm not going to let the situation change me or push me. Now is the time to remember the importance of being reliable and impeccable with your word. Say no, don't say yes for now, and try to correct your mistake later. People may struggle to accept your truth and your decisions, but stick to them. Be solid and consistent, because what matters to you deep down matters to the conscious universe who loves you. Maybe you have a hard time being consistent, like, especially if this is a case of multitasking, maybe you have a hard time just being consistent, like me, especially in doing tarot card readings. But it could be anything. It doesn't have to be multitasking, but it's just, maybe you have a hard time sticking to your decisions. Maybe you're indecisive. Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's there's this back and forth energy, like this changeable energy. If you're feeling unsure, doubting whether you have the right to take a stand, become still and reconnect with the conscious universe through crystals or crystal. It's not your job to protect everyone's feelings and keep the peace at all costs. I don't know, for others of you, if you have made a promise to something, to someone, or maybe signed a contract, I think you have to stick to it. Like, there's something about sticking to something. It's like you made a promise, so do it. Like, what is that about? Let me see the watermelon tourmaline. So you got 58. Let me find it. Okay, essential meaning. Seeing perfection in the moment, basking in the bliss of just being. Natural joy and a peaceful heart. Okay, maybe you're being too hard on yourself as well. Like, especially with this stubborn energy, you're being too hard on yourself, or you're being too hard on the situation, and it's like, just loosen up. You don't have to be so serious about it. You don't have to take it so maybe even offensive or too personally. Watermelon tourmaline spirit comes bearing the message that the divine order supports you in experiencing your bliss. Okay, for others of you, you might be thinking that you don't want to be happy, or you're not letting yourself be happy, and it's like the universe is trying to let you know that they do want you to be happy, and it's just you who's holding yourself back from it because of your stubbornness. Notice the perfection in this moment, the unbreakable connection to the universal consciousness within you. The conscious universe is here to guide you, so you may feel and experience bliss as it radiates outward. Okay, forget the small stuff today and simply be present. I don't really like reading guidebooks that much, because I think it's a waste of time. Tourmaline Spirit is here to remind you that they do not have to define your experience in this life, and you are an extremely powerful healer and co-creator, so let joy and peace arise within you. You are asked now to acknowledge your co-creative power and your ability to collaborate in the great healing work of all. Do not let your ego distract you from the pleasure of knowing that each moment you are here, you have the distinct honor of being able to contribute to the healing. Okay, whatever. I don't want to read that anymore. It's not making, it's like just saying the same thing. I think, yeah, just loosen up. Like, stop being so serious, especially if you are that type of person. So for your last card, you have this in reverse, or is this even in reverse? You never know, but I got this in reverse. So, insects, reptiles. Within the animal kingdom, reptiles and insects carry a strong symbolic charge with largely negative overtones. In dreams, they typically represent worries or threats in your waking life. A reptile can indicate emotional coldness or possibly a situation or relationship you would benefit from dealing with rationally rather than emotionally. A snake, traditionally symbolic of deviousness, could be a sign that greater honesty is required, either from either from you yourself, or from someone you're involved with. Insects tend to represent irritating problems or distractions. And this falls down to anxiety, so it's like. And by the way, I don't really read reversals from this deck, but this time I decided to, and I saw it in reverse, so it's going to be in reverse. So it seems like, yeah, it's just resonating with the anxiety card because, like, there's fear here, anxiety, fear. Your fear is creating a lot of anxiety within you. Like, you may be thinking that this situation or your question is revolving around danger, or it's dangerous for you, it's harmful to you. And, no one, when you look at this, like, a lot of people hate spiders, including me. Like, I really, really hate them. And just, like, a couple of days ago, I saw this very big spider in the toilet just when I was about to poop, and it's like, oh my gosh, like, I have to hold that shit inside my ass because I don't want to shit on that toilet, with that spider going on there. And it's not like it was never killed. Like, my mother is a sharpshooter. Like, she's really good with killing spiders, and she did kill the spider. It was very, very big. I think it was like the size of my hand, or maybe bigger. I don't know. And I'm even though she killed it, it's like I still don't want to poop in there because it's like, what if that spider crawled on the toilet seat? Like, I don't want that. Like, those hairy legs. So, that's just my anxiety and me overthinking and being paranoid. So I guess that's the thing in here. Like, no one wants spiders, no one wants snakes. I mean, some people do. Like, some people like to collect them and take care of them and take them as pets. But that's the thing. Like, you have. It's just a fear. It's not real. For others of you, you may be thinking that maybe dealing with your question, it would be much better if you deal with your question in a rational way than in an emotional way. Because I'm not seeing here that the universe is trying to advise you to be more rational and logical, but all of this is like very passionate. So it's like they are really pushing you to go for what feels passionate to you. And yeah, this problem could get bigger if you don't address it. So something is really bothering you. I think this is similar to the bees. Beast card because it's like, mm, you know, when you see, I don't know if it's just me, but when I see spiders, I get really, really itchy. Like, I don't know, even if I don't touch them, like I get this itchy feeling. With snakes, not really. Like, I don't think I have a fear of snakes because we had like a pet snake before, and I did hold him like many times. So I guess I'm not really afraid of snakes. But with spiders, like, it's just disgusting. Like, it makes me really itch. So that could be the bothersome feeling that you have. I'm gonna make this really, really wrong, not wrong, really long. So hopefully that made sense, that resonated, and that'll be all. Okay, pile number 3. Hi, pile number 3. This is going to be your reading. So based off from the title itself, this is going to be ask any question and the cards will answer for you, like whoever you believe in, angels, guides, spirits. But I don't ask answers from spirits necessarily, but from guides, from angels, because normally, I don't know, I just don't trust it. Like, you never know who you're asking from if you say spirits. So yeah, just trying to put it out there. So if you have chosen this squishy cloud here, this is going to be your reading. So you could ask any question, by the way. It's general, and we'll be having 2 portions for the reading. This set of cards is going to be like the question itself, like what's the vibe of it. I'm gonna try my best to be general as possible, just for it to resonate for different people. And this deck of cards, or not deck of cards, but set of cards, is going to be the answer to your question. So let's get started now. And by the way, when I was shuffling your pile, you are the only pile I heard a specific song, and your song is, the title is a little weird, but kind of funny, but it's a song by Doja Cat. Is that how you pronounce her name, Doja Cat? I don't really listen to her songs. I think this is the only song that I listen from her, and it's called I Don't Do Drugs. So it's a song, I Don't Do Drugs by Doja Cat featuring Ariana Grande. So I don't know why I heard that song, but it could have a relevance to your situation, to your reading. So you may want to listen to that. I'm not very familiar. Like, I do listen to it. Like, I kind of like the song, and I did listen to it a few times before, but it's not something that I'm very familiar with. Like, I don't remember the lyrics, so I cannot really explain it to you. So yeah, the first card, it's so weird. Just like in pile number, or not in pile number 2. This happened in pile number 1, pile number 2, and now pile number 3. Because last night I did the first reading for this topic, but I decided to delete it because I was not satisfied with my performance in the reading. I was not satisfied with the things I said. So I decided to redo it, and now I'm redoing it. And it's like, you got the same card, but I think this card appeared in pile number 2 when I did the first reading last night. And I don't know why the cards are repeating itself when I really, really shuffled it well. And it's also funny because it's like I am redoing the reading now, but I'm getting the same messages from last night, but in a more structured way, because last night was very chaotic. So I don't know. So you got the eye in reverse. So this is definitely a case of you don't really know what's going on here. Your question, it's not something that you're fully aware of. It's something that you're not really conscious of, or at least you don't see the full picture here. Or I don't know why. It's like you don't want to open your eyes for others of you. I'm gonna see the other cards because it's like different things here. I don't know. I think pile number 3 is a very observant person. Like, when you observe something, you really see the details, like the little details. Like, you have a sharp eye for things. For others of you, you could have like a sharp eye shape. It's not even how you say it. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's not gonna resonate for all of you, but I'm getting like you may have like a sharp eye. I don't know how to explain that. Like, it's kind of similar to mine, I guess. Like, I have very sharp eyes, like tiger eyes. So I don't know. There's something about the eyes here that seems penetrating, but in a sharp way. Something seems sharp when it comes to your eyes. So you also have the Ace of Cups in reverse. I had this deck for like 3 years now, I think, and I never noticed this detail from this card. I don't know why, and I think I never got this card before for some weird reason. I don't know why. It's almost like there's something. I don't know if you are really blinding yourself over something. It's like you don't want to function. It's like you're shutting your brain down. You know, it's almost like a feeling of, oh, this is so complicated, I don't want to deal with it. That's the type of feeling that I get from your question or from you. Maybe you think it's too complicated. I keep on burping. I don't know. I don't know if you heard that, but I just keep on burping. It's almost like an avoidant feeling here. You also have the Four of Hazards. Yeah, makes sense. This is the Four of Pentacles because it's almost like someone is knocking on your door or something is knocking on your door. So it does make sense with the Ace of Cups. It's possible that something or someone is being offered to you or is offering you something, knocking on your door, like I said, but you're like, I don't hear it, I don't want to deal with it. Like, you see how this guy is like, this man is like trying to cover his ears when these people were like, open it, like, and it's like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm contented here. This is kind of similar to pile number 1 last night. So that's the feeling. You are very, I think all the piles here are, what? Are all of the piles here are stubborn. And you are stubborn. It's like my way or the highway again. I don't know if pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3 are connected here, because last night's reading, all of the piles were connected as well. That's why I had to redo the reading, because it's almost like, okay, I don't need to repeat the same message for all 3 piles. And now it's almost like the same thing, because you're very rigid, pile number three. It's like, I guess you're really blinding yourself on purpose, or, you know, it could be two things in here. It's it, it could be that you're blinding yourself on purpose, but at the same time, you really don't see the full picture. That's why you're blinding yourself. You're pretending that you don't know anything or you don't see it. Like, this reminds me of something. I know I shouldn't be mentioning this because I don't want anything to do with that person anymore, but I remember this person. I used to have this friend before, and he would always joke about, like, if I don't see it, you don't see it. If that makes sense. Like, I don't remember why exactly he always say that, but I think it was about when we were talking about mental illnesses, I think. Yeah, I think he mentioned that when we were talking about mental illnesses, and we were both making fun of how, I mean, we're not making fun of mental illnesses, which is kind of weird because I'm a psychology major student, but we were not necessarily making fun of mental illnesses. Maybe he is, maybe he was making fun of it because he's insensitive and all, but we were making fun of the fact that Americans are, I think it's what you call snowflakes. Like, Americans can be quite snowflakes. Like, Americans likes to use mental illnesses as a quirk, as a trend, and and it's like they always use it against everything. It's always like they always use it as um, an armor, a defense. So there was this one time when he told me that that shit doesn't work in my country, because it's like, if you pretend that you don't see it, then, I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but he said something along the lines of, if I pretend that I don't see it, then other people can't see it. So, like, I guess that's the thing that I'm trying to mention here, and it's really soft because I'm mentioning something that's, I should be mentioning, but anyways, I don't give a shit about that shit. But so I think that's the case here with pile number three, where you may be thinking that you may not see it. I mean, if you, I'm losing my track here. I'm getting distracted. So um yeah, so it, okay, I think that's the exact words. Like, if I pretend that I don't have a mental illness, then I don't have it. Okay, that's the thing. So I'm not saying that you have a mental illness, but I'm just saying that this is similar to your case. It's like an analogy, because you're pretending that I don't see what I am seeing regarding your question. This is related to your question, because I don't know why I'm losing my track, but it's almost like I'm pretending that I'm not seeing something, so I don't have to deal with it. So it means that it's not existing as long as I'm pretending that it's not existing. So that's the thing about you. And it's almost like an immature behavior from pile number three. It's not mature. It's a childish behavior. But I think this is just coming from a place of protecting yourself. Okay, you're just making sure of your own security. But there's definitely something knocking on your door right now. maybe for a while for some of you, but um, there's a part of you that is aware of what it provides, okay? Like it may provide you happiness, it may provide you satisfaction or whatever, but you don't want to listen. You don't want to see, you don't want to listen. Because you think that it's up to no good. You think that if this is a person, you think that it's just knocking on your door to take advantage of you, to hurt you. And for others of you, if it's not a person, it could be just a situation that is testing you. It's just there to take something away from you when you let it in. So I think pile number 3 is coming from a place of selfishness as well. Try to relate that to your situation. For some of you, it could be a serious selfishness going on here, and for others of you, it could be just coming from a fact that you just want to put yourself first. Like for the first time in your life or something like that. So let's see the answer to your question. So you have the Page of Pentacles, take it. The universe is trying to tell you to take it. That's your answer. You know, maybe you're thinking like, oh, this is just a shit show, or oh, this is just going to waste my time. This is not worth it. It is worth it. You just have to learn how to open up to the idea of it. Because you're not listening. You're very close-minded when it comes to this. How would you know if you're not gonna try? And the thing is, that's the thing. You may not be experienced. Maybe you don't know how to handle it because you're not experienced or knowledgeable enough about this question of yours. But universe is trying to let you know that it does not matter if you are experienced or inexperienced in this. You just have to take it. Learn how to take it. Because believe me, it's not gonna disappoint you. Just take it gently. I think they also want you to learn how to be more gentle. Maybe you are quite harsh. Like maybe again, there's this rigidness, stubbornness coming from pile number 3. So maybe you are the universe is teaching you how to be more soft and gentle. You got the 5 of Swords. Yeah, similar to pile number 1, it's not a losing streak. It's not a losing streak, pile number 3. You can trust this. You can have this. You can take this. You don't have to think of everything as a threat. You don't have to think of everything as dangerous, as unsafe. And it's almost like the universe wants you to really believe that this is not going to disappoint you, because maybe you're thinking that it's going to disappoint you. Oh, it's kind of funny because the 10 of Cups is now in here. This could indicate like in denial, because I don't necessarily feel that this is going to cause you unhappiness, but it could just be like in denial of happiness. Don't give up. Don't give up on this. I think you're the only one who got like an extra card, but I don't know which card is, because I like to kind of put it together when I get like two cards. Like, if I get like the Ten of Cups with the Seven of Pentacles, I like it to put it together, then, separate it like this. But I just don't know which one is which here. Like, which this. I don't know which card is connected to which, is what I mean. So you got the Seven of Pentacles. I don't know, maybe you are the type of person who would most likely be the first one to get out the door and leave just because you don't see immediate results. Like maybe you easily, it's kind of similar to one of my recent readings. Like, you have this I'm done mindset. Like, if something does not, if one little thing does not align with what you expect, what you want, it's almost like I'm done. I don't want this. This can grow. Whatever this can grow. This can give you abundant results, but it's just a matter of patience. It's just a matter of time. And how can you see the results of it if you're not willing to get involved and invest in it? Because like what I said, you got the Four of Swords, or not Four of Swords, the Four of Pentacles here. So it's like you are restricting yourself, just like the other piles. You're not letting yourself experience this. So how would you know the outcome if you're not letting yourself experience the process? It's like you are predicting the results without trying it for yourself. Yeah, now you got the Sun. Pile number 3, you just need to trust, because it's like it's not gonna disappoint you. This is gonna bring you a lot of happiness, a lot of I think you're missing out. You're missing out. You also have, ideation. I don't know if you have like a very high standards or high expectations regarding your question, but I think there's a need for you to let go of that. Because really, the situation does not have to be really disappointing until you set high standards, if I make sense, if I'm constructing the sentence right. It's almost like, I think most of the times we get disappointed. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that I think a lot of times the situation is not really that bad, but because we set such a high expectation over something, it's bound to make us feel bad. It's bound to make us feel the disappointment because we have already projected some idealizations. By the way, am I even understanding it right? Is that, I can be dumb at times, but I think ideation is just being like having ideals. I could be wrong, but I think that's the meaning of this card. I think you need to ground your expectations. You need to be more realistic. You know, not everything is fantasy, not everything is a fairy tale, and you have to work hard for it. You expect a happy ending, but you're not willing to take the lead here. You're not willing to invest. You got south node. Yeah, I guess that's the comfort zone where you stay. What time is it? Just like in the other piles, I cut them in a specific time frame because the recording stops automatically in some specific time frame. So I don't know if this is 25 minutes or what it could be, so let me just stop it. Okay, I'm back. So yes, you're going for what feels comfortable to you. Like I don't want to fight. I don't want to put myself in this battle. I don't want to let anyone's sword make a cut on my skin, if that makes sense. It's like you are really in this comfort zone because you're scared of disappointing yourself. And it's like, reconsider pile number 3. I don't know if you have made a decision, like a very specific decision over something, or a very like, this is it, I've decided, and it's like the universe is trying to advise you to reconsider. If you're planning of something else, like, yeah, if you're planning of walking away, if you're planning of giving up, don't just yet. You also have servant, and this is in reverse. So shadow attribute, using the lack of money as an excuse not to move forward with life. Yeah, you're making a lot of excuses to avoid this 10 of cups. That's why it's in reverse. It's like it needs your attention, but you're like, nope, I have other things to do. Why are you avoiding it? This can make you happy. Your question, but why are you avoiding happiness? Like, maybe you're even making excuses like, oh, I'm so busy, like I cannot prioritize this. Like, really, are you really busy? Like, because I don't think that's the case. You're not listening to your intuition. I think your intuition is just trying to guide you in the right direction, but you're like, I just don't want to see it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to listen to it. You also have sodalite. So let me see the meaning of this card. 52. Okay, so for pile number 3, the essential meaning: intentionality, conscious awareness, an awakened state, inner knowing and self-confidence, clear expression of intentions. Intentionality, conscious awareness, and awakened state. Inner knowing and self-confidence, clear expression of intention. Yeah, it's like, I think you need to see the reality that something can grow here. That you need to see the reality that there is potential here. And you know that. It's like you're just being pretentious. I don't know if you are going back and forth here, like if you're being indecisive or something of that sort, and it's like the universe wants you to make up your mind now. Like just just be clear. Be clear with your intentions. So, a state of conscious awareness is the key to clearly communicating your intentions to the conscious universe. The message of this crystal is to be fully awake as you make choices, large and small, that will influence your well being. It's when we fall asleep to our spiritual nature and connection with the universal consciousness that old habits return. Okay, and forget our commitment to personal transformation. I'm just trying to understand the message. Solar Light Spirit has appeared to help you wake up and notice whether you are becoming complacent and not following through as you promised yourself you would. Yeah, wake up. There's a message of waking up. It's like the other piles, it's like there's stagnancy here. Like, what are you even doing? That's what I'm hearing right now. Now is the time to reconnect with the conscious universe so that Solar Light Spirit can magnify your awareness, helping you to recognize whether your conscious and subconscious intentions are in sync, and so you do not get in your own way as you co-create what you desire. Okay. Let's see your card. Feeling trapped. Feeling trapped, crushed, imprisoned, confined, or buried alive in a dream or variants of a theme that normally carries the same meaning. You feel someone or something is squeezing the vitality out of you or holding you back in waking life. I don't know, maybe something is pressuring you, okay? Like, especially if there's a feeling here that someone or something is knocking on your door and you're trying to pretend that you don't see it, you don't hear it. It's like, I don't know, maybe that situation is pressuring you. Not even being able to scream suggests that your voice is not being heard. The dream may indicate that you've intuitively understood your situation, have looked at possible options, and have been unable to find a way out. In other words, part of being stuck is to do with indecision. Yeah, indecision, being stuck, indecision. This is such a Debbie Downer pile because it's almost like you have happiness on the horizon for you. Maybe it's already trying to present or it's already being presented in front of you, but it's like, no, I don't want to deal with it. I'm all alone. I'm miserable. I'm unhappy. I'm lonely. And it's like the universe is questioning you, like, what are you even being dramatic about? Like, what is even your problem? Like, this is already knocking on your door. What do you even want? Like, I don't know. There's a, it's not that you lack awareness, but I think you're just pretending that you lack awareness. And the background noise is really distracting me. Confinement dreams can also be a way for your unconscious to tell you that some of your patterns of thoughts or action are somehow impeding personal progress. Yeah, you are getting in your own way. Pile number 3. And I think my voice is cracking out. I don't know. You're getting in your own way. Why are you even doing that? You're making yourself miserable. And it's up to you if you want to be miserable for the rest of your life, but the universe is already presenting something good to you. And it's just a matter of you seeing it, opening your eyes to it. So I think that's all for your reading. I don't want to make this long enough, so hopefully that made sense, that resonated, and that'll be all.